Dave, you're muted.
Hear me? There you go.
You know.
There you go. All right. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Kev. Um, I'm a simple guy that created a streaming network. We're in 186 countries. We got 6,200 titles licensed to us. The venue that you're going to use is one of our locations. We're building 8 of them around the world. It's a production studio for content creators to actually create their vision, turn it into something great, and then um, if it's good enough and it looks good, then we work a deal and we distribute it out to the world to monetize it. Um, I'm an iceberg. I've been in media since I was 17 years old. Owned my own company ever since then. Never stopped. And yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad to help out with Kev with the apprenticeship. Definitely love to dive in with some of the guys and the ladies on marketing. I'm always here to help. Always here to just to give the knowledge. I mean, I give the knowledge away. I don't sell it. And I'm not a gatekeeper. So you could ask me anything, and I'll just give you the information if I have it. And if I don't know it, then I'm probably one or two phone calls away from actually getting it. So that's me. I don't know
Thank
if that's good.
Hey, man, that's good for now. I just want to make the intro, authentic, but we may have some questions. I'm pretty sure we will. In no particular order, people that have not met you, I'm going to ask Shane Hyman to introduce himself.
All right, just had to unmute. Really a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hill. I've known of you for quite a while now in your great works, kind of looking from the outside in. So it's going to be great to kind of make that connection and close the loop there. But me personally, I'm a software publisher, data engineer, and I use those skill sets to be a solutions architect. So I kind of like, try to find a need and fill a void, figure out where I can be helpful, and I just, I lead as a servant, and go from there. So happy to meet you, and I'll be there on Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Michelle, you just were on the screen. Can you let us see your face and just do a
I
brief
know.
introduction?
Hold on a second. What keeps
Mhm.
happening? I'm like sitting here and then I look up. Hold
Oh
on
my.
1 second. I don't know what keeps. It's like it's on a timer.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And
We
I
got
got
you.
like 10 seconds. There I go. Okay.
We got you.
So let me go. I am Michelle Blackwell or S. Michelle Blackwell. I just throw that S in there because there's always a gazillion Michelles in every room I go into. So just to, distinguish myself, I am a producer. I, like David, have been producing since I was a wee lassie. Since I think my company was going into its 30th year in 2020, and I had to shut it down due to COVID. But don't cry for me. I came back. I started a new company, a corporation, a nonprofit organization, everything. So that's what I'm doing now, helping Kevin with his apprenticeships, and then I have a couple pre-apprenticeships myself. So in Ames. Is that
Okay.
good, Kevin? You never know. Like,
Hey man, that's good enough for
what's
right now
good
because
with
we're just passing the hat right now so that you can drop some gems in. Chris,
Okay.
can let us see your face, man. Even if it's just for a
I
few seconds.
thought I thought I was. Can you hear me?
We hear you, we just can't see you.
This is a brand new phone. I'm trying.
Uh-oh, now we can't hear you. Okay,
Can you hear me now?
we hear you now.
You can't see me.
Can't see
No.
you.
That is weird. I have no idea how to do that. Can we come back
Okay,
to me in like maybe
I'm a
2 seconds? And
I'll come back to you, man. I'll come back to
okay.
you. Yeah, do some soft shoe here. Okay, all right. Wyken.
Hey, hello, my name is Wyken Harris. As some of you may know, I am a mentor with the Dakar Foundation. My focus is within our youth portal and basically gallivanting the youth and bringing them together to really utilize all these amazing opportunities from our partners and really making sure that, we take the youth coming into these programs, understand, their skill sets, their requirements, their backgrounds, what things may be affecting them, and how best can we, complete that triage and provide a well-rounded educational experience that tackles multiple, life experiences that people may be facing. And working with Kevin and working through the Car Foundation, My goal and mindset is to just create as many youth opportunities as possible and really make sure that, we create these programs with the goal and mindset of full-time placement and finding somewhere for these students and apprentices to reside after the training.
Great. Thank you, Wyken. And John, you don't have to, if you can, just do me a private message. I think I know who you are, but if you can just drop a private message in there so I can make sure it's you. And I appreciate you listening in. I believe I know who you are. Let me see if I could buy Chris. Any luck?
I have no idea. It's weird. I thought you could see me, but not. I can.
Mm.
I could. Yeah. I don't know. I can just go ahead
Yeah,
and
man. Well, hey, you know what? We
Good.
have to improvise, bro. I mean, we can just use your imagination. Who we are.
Okay. My name is Chris J. Alex, spelled J-A-I. If you're curious, you can go on IMDb. You'll see me. Started off as a stuntman. I've done everything there is in entertainment. My recent film called Get the Girl is out right now. What I am is I'm a guy that takes a lot of shots. So essentially, I'm the guy that just if I want to make something, I make it. If I want to shoot something, I shoot it. I'm not opposed to using my own money, and I'm looking forward to creating with a lot of you. That's just me in a nutshell.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm going to try and tie all of us together on one mission. Um, I think the run of show is going to be the most important thing that we need to hammer out. Um, Dave, there's a couple of things that we'd like to achieve. What time can we actually start loading in that day?
On the 30th?
hmm
What time do you want to start?
Chris, we're gonna start with an attempt to create a crew to produce a live capture of a comedy show. So we're gonna have Chris. How many comedians are we gonna have? You're gonna do what?
Right
5 minutes?
now, right now we got three. The goal is 5 to 7, each for 5 minutes apiece.
Right.
So
So
you need setup. So you need a comedy show setup type of thing.
Yeah, that would be ideal. That would be a comedy show setup. I would like to do it. I think we were looking at a tech rehearsal on Friday. I just need to know, like, mixer wise, what it looks like. Venue wise, what looks interesting. Probably on Friday, I'll figure out where it's interesting to place to put cameras because I want to try something different. Um, and how many hands we actually have on deck. But that's essentially what we would need is minimal, um, depending on whatever the set looks like, but minimal, maybe like 3 cameras, sound, and we'll figure out the rest. I just don't know what PA looks like, whether we'll be living, we're going directly into the mixer or whatnot. But yeah, I'll be able to know a little bit better Friday and actually know who we got. But I have
Kevin,
contingencies in place for
Kevin,
whatever.
you provide the mixer and all that stuff like that.
we can. I think the most important thing. What do we need? And that's
I have
why.
a lot of that already. I have a lot of stuff already. I just kind of need to know, like, so when we do the comedy show, is there a PA system there? Should we bring one? Um, that was
There
another.
we do have some stuff here. I don't know, like so just being I'm gonna be 1,000% transparent.
Okay.
The equipment and stuff like that, that's not my wheelhouse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
That's
my
not my wheelhouse.
wheelhouse. If it's there, I can figure it out. I'll know a little bit better when I go there Friday. So like I said, when we do the tech run through, I'll see what you have, and I'll see what I need to bring. But I think as long as I know, as long as we do that Friday, we'll be better much in the know. Because honestly, I have over $300,000 worth of stuff here. I have everything we need. I just need to
Okay.
know what I need to bring or what's already there because I would like to not fly stuff. You
Oh
know?
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
but I
yeah,
got
that's
everything. Yeah.
okay, cool. Cool.
Right.
Yeah, cause I like I have a whole room full of equipment, lighting,
Yeah.
arms, whatever. I said arms, right? All that type of stuff. I have all that here, but I'm staying in my lane. You know what I mean? I know how to monetize and distribute, and I know how
Okay.
to do the business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I let
Right.
other people do the creative side.
Right.
Okay. For the creative side, that part I'm very well versed. I'm very well versed. I do have a question. As far as technicians, is there somebody working lighting that knows your gear, or would we have to provide that and maybe give them a little time on your switchboard to know that, to learn that?
I don't even know how to work the lights on the ceiling.
Okay.
So, I could call my
Right,
guy.
right,
Usually
right.
my guy costs me $2 to come in.
Okay.
I can see if he's available. But other than that, usually when people rent my space or use my space, they just,
Okay. We
they
break
bring
it down.
they bring their own people, or
Okay.
they rent the equipment that we have, and I guess they do what they do. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I think the main thing is Friday is going to be the day where we figure out like what's there and then and how involved it is. But yeah, I think that's going to be the main thing. Just figuring that out Friday. But yeah, we have contingencies no matter what. So worst case scenario, we turn on some mics and we get it popping. But
So, yeah.
but yeah, we got it.
Right, and that's the most important thing for us right now is to figure out, how to inventory who, what, why, where, and how we're going to pull this thing off. It's obviously 5 days away, but the goal for me, I'm only speaking for myself, is to make sure that all the apprentices they're going to participate understand the process. What's the vision, and then working backwards on how do we get there to begin and evolve into something that we can make happen. And I think all these processes are something that I wanted to challenge us to see if we could actually capture the behind the scenes of what it takes to pull off a live event production inside of Dave's studio and then showcase what that behind the scenes looks like in real time to an audience of other people who would love to be there and love to be able to get their hands on the tech and the processes. I think that would be an incredible experience for some of the people that won't be there to see that, these are things that their peers are doing so that they can envision themselves being able to do it themselves. That's really what the kind of reality scenario would be for me if we can pull this off. And we talked about making sure that we had a real project, a real product that we have to execute, not just going through a simulation.
Mm.
So we're not going to show any of the comedy because that's going to be a product that we're going to have post-production and a lot of other things are going to happen with it. But just for the actual execution of everything and the reaction to what we did is what I plan on showcasing. Is there anybody that has any questions about that? Because it is kind of it's an ambitious concept. And I need everybody to tell me, hey, does this sound too far afield or is it too ambitious or can we go with it?
I think we can. You said you have somebody working your StreamYard, right?
Correct. Right. And
Okay.
so Chris and Shane have never been in the same room together, at least
Yeah.
the same physical room. But this is our chance to take whatever we're doing and export it out, but also bring some people in who won't be there physically, who can actually participate in the reaction, the after action review, rather, as well as the things leading up to when we go lights, camera, action with the comedy show.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I think is going to be the real separator of just, making sure that we do something that's going to be executable. We get a chance to share it with two-way communication with people who are our partners, our faculty, our apprentices, and then people who just want to be supported. I know Michelle won't be there. She's going to be at another event at El Camino College. So she's the exact kind of person that I would love to see on her cell phone what we're doing, but also tap in.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Kevin, I think 100% we can do that. Is Shane going to be there Friday? I think the sooner we can see Shane and I think all the department heads who are actually going to be running the show, the sooner we can all meet and take notes like, okay, this will be my thing and then we can delegate. I think we can definitely make all those things happen. But I think the sooner that I can either meet Shane and as well as your camera ops and you're whoever's running sound. That way I can take them through the paces. Because, like I said, I do have gear. And I do have multi-camera setups as well that can be used with iPhone. But without knowing who the people are going to be, it's hard for me to take them through the paces. And it's hard to have a conversation about production, you know?
Right.
Well,
So that's
Chris, what
okay, go
the
ahead, Chris. Appreciate it.
what I could say, even before seeing the setup, is, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go on Friday. Friday is tomorrow. I'm sure that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
But when you're there, if you're on iPhone or Zoom, where you can at least pull up, where I can see and communicate virtually, I would be happy to do that. But like, what I'm sensing here is that we will probably run a stream on a separate setup, as to not encumber whatever is being done for the professional camera and audio for the capture and post production opportunity for the comedy show, but to almost have behind the scenes with the StreamYard, meaning that if I bring a setup, I could have um, some microphones, some playback speakers, so that way if we bring people in, I can have my own monitor as well, a screen, in case we bring people like Michelle in virtually, that we can still have that. So it's almost like separate and connected at the same time, right? So that way we can kind of capture what's going on and be involved that way. That's kind of like what I'm thinking, but
The only
of course we
problem
can
with
verify
doing
that.
it on the day is just because it's a tight window, and I personally I like to run things really, really tight, especially if we tell David we're gonna be in at 11 and be out by 4:30. I want to make sure that we run everything super tight so that way if we have another opportunity, he knows we run a tight ship. And if we're and that way it's going to train whoever we deal with in the coming up that hey, we run on time, we run on call sheets and everything's on time, because normally when you do things and it's not on time, it costs more money. So doing it on the day is like, if we're in, that's I feel like that's going to be a whole day setup. So there's really no way to kind of do that and figure that out until we actually do it. So I would like that to not be the day where we actually are filming, if that makes sense. Like
Right.
if we could set up the StreamYard and we can see, all right, this is the area where we're going to do this, and this is the area where the comedy come in. Because logistically, we still got to think about, all right, who's coming in, and possibly we would want to fill out the rest of our crowd to the people who are out on camera and have that well established. So that way, whoever's not talking, they can be in the crowd. Because, like I said, I don't know who's the comic here, but a dead room performing for a comic is going to be tough. So if there's any way for us to, even if we set a different day aside, to actually block it, and not we don't have to go through the whole show, but actually just stage what we're going to do and know what we're going to do. So that way we can get in, we can set up, we set up for an hour, and then have 30 minutes for people come in, do the show, and then do whatever portal that Kevin wants to do. And we do that through the paces. And that way we know everything that we're doing. So that way, when it's time to strike, if we're at 3:30 and we got to strike, then we know we're all in time. And then that way we can replicate it. And then I feel whoever's worked on the show before, they can definitely train up people who haven't been, because there is always going to be turnover in production, especially when we're dealing with apprentices and people with different work schedules. I think in order to keep something sustainable, if we have a core group of people that can go through the paces and essentially train up the new people that are coming in, even if it's a revolving door, we're always going to have personnel and we're always going to have production.
Right.
What you're saying is very compelling. I'm sorry, Kevin. Very compelling, Chris. So what time tomorrow were we expecting?
Right.
That's
So
up to you. Yeah.
yeah, and Dave, what time did you have available for us tomorrow?
Tomorrow is I can be here as early as 10 o'clock.
Okay. And one of the things that I have to speak, for Shane, because he's probably the only person I know on the call that's coming from a very long distance away.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and so what I've done, and what I can see happening if he can't make it tomorrow, we're essentially setting up with our cell phones for him a video intercom system, so he sees the room as if we're seeing it, point of view, and So if we decide that we're going to do a set plan and we're going to put our mixers and all of our equipment here, he knows that this is the section that we can actually apportion for him in a way where he can walk in and be able to set up within probably an hour. So I've seen him do it, but you know, again, I don't know if I've said anything out of turn, Shane. But you know, what can you add to that workflow?
Well, I appreciate you looking out. But again, I just like Chris, I share the sentiment. I want us to do our best and be our best. So I was looking at the calendar. Chris, if you could make it there around the 10 o'clock hour, since
I'm there.
David is saying that he can. Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
count me in as well. Yep.
This is my job until we run the show. So y'all got me day or night. I work 26 hours a day.
My man.
Yo,
Yes.
show me where that. Yo, show me where that is, man. Show me your game, man. I need that.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I wanted to do is everybody again has a story that I think our apprentices need to hear. Chris is a person I've seen in action do a live event production that was not streamed to the outside world, but was done with multiple personalities, egos, filmmakers who were screening in competition, and had friends and family, and we had press, and we had cameras, and we had red carpet, and we had all this stuff happen within, you know, a 4 hour period of time. And then the judges who were all recognized in the industry, all this stuff happened. And I saw him put this together, and we're just playing with our food, doing what we're attempting to do tomorrow. So I know he can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I will say I did have 6 weeks to prep that. And I feel like moving forward, you know, I feel like right now we got a free spin, meaning, you know, we got people that want to be there, they're dedicated, and everybody is okay with figuring out on their feet. There's never a reason not to do the thing. But moving forward, I feel like if we have an opportunity where we can plan something at least 6 weeks out, then we can get the outward, we can get graphics and everything, we can get press, and we can really do something tight knit. And I think moving forward, that would kind of be a great way to do a show. So I want to do this round the best we possibly can, and get it done, because like I said, there's really no reason to never do the thing, and you find out so much more by actually doing it. But this is something that I do want to sustain and I want to keep doing. So I feel like, you know, if we plan something every 6 weeks out, we can potentially not only, you know, invite the right people who we want to meet, but then they get the wow factor of, wow, you guys really put stuff on, and then you can get the apprentices really involved in the entire process, and they can see from start to finish, from inception. This is how you run a successful event. Emailing campaigns. It's about outreach, retaining people, capturing people. I know Kevin's really big on capturing the audience, and I think that's, especially in the climate we're in, it's everything. You know. So,
Right. And guys, I'm going to fill in with a couple of minutes of something that will give you guys more context to what I'm talking about. This is a competition he did December 29th. I just met him a couple of days before, met him day of, and I think I did come to one rehearsal, but it is the kind of experience that I believe, you know, we will be the beneficiary if we can pull this off. I had it up here.
oh, he's on the Iron Crew. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're embarrassing me, man.
No. Hey, well, you know, again, whatever you learn from that is what you're going to possibly put into not only the Fireheart thing that we did at Sola, but what we're going to do moving forward. Because nobody, I mean, I don't know anybody that's seen any of this stuff, but I saw it and I was like blown away by how the audience, the people who were, you know, just there as consumers were like, damn, you know, and it was a competition in real time and gave away real swag, real stuff. So let me play it. I don't know if we can get the audio up because I can't find it again. So a second here.
Yeah, Kevin, when you share screen, it's going to ask you to share the audio from your computer. So just
let me stop share again real quick and then go.
Look for the box. It's a box, a check box.
Got it. I got it.
Oh, I figured it out, I think.
Yep, you
Yes,
Yeah,
got
sir.
we
it.
see
You
you,
got it. We
Chris.
can
We
see
see
it.
you.
Hey, there we go. It only took half an hour. Sorry,
Right.
guys.
So this is the promo. Let me see. Okay. All right.
Head
Check this out.
choreographer Wayne Douglas. Sunday, December 29th. Get ready for the world's first action scene competition, Iron Crew 2024. Come join us, where we'll be screening the biggest and baddest action scenes of the year. Stunt coordinator and fight choreographer Wayne Douglas.
I'm longtime friends with Chris J. Alex. I'm going to be one of the judges for the Iron Crew battle.
We came to kick ass and chew bubblegum. Since we're fresh out of gum, you'll just have to feast your eyes on 10 mind-blowing action scenes and short films, all competing for the top spot. The star of Disney's Mulan, the director of Step Up China, Ron Yuan.
Ron Yuan here. I'm an actor, filmmaker, producer, action geek. Wanted to ask you what you know about the Iron Crew Battle Action Competition.
Our A-list panel of judges hail from the biggest action scenes in cinematic history. Directors, stunt coordinators and choreographers, producers, writers, and action stars alike will decide the fate of the victor and who will be awarded King of Iron Crew. Black Panther, the Avengers series. Stunt coordinator and fight choreographer, Aaron Toney.
I'm Aaron Toney, and I'm super excited to announce that I'll be one of the judges for Jay's Iron Crew battle.
Your reigning queen of badassery, Amy Johnston.
I am so hyped to be a part of Iron Crew and to get to see all of your action.
Writer-director of the big hit Blood and Bone and the creator of the award-winning Interface series. The man to stimulate the final level of your imagination, Ben Ramsey.
Hey, this is Ben Ramsey of Blood and Bone Big Hit thing. I will be judging at Chris J. Alex Iron Crew competition.
Come to the ultimate party. It's like a film festival and Versus had a baby. Celebrity appearances, a surprise live exhibition, a special performance from ATO worldwide, along with food, music, and community. Seriously, bruv, it's gonna be a smashin' good time. And I'm not just talking rubbish. I mean that, innit? Chris is riding a shit. Sunday, December 29th at the Cat's Crawl in Hollywood. Look for the Golden Doors. Uber and Lyft strongly recommended. Tickets extremely limited. You'd better hustle.
Yeah, y'all get the idea.
Okay, yes. Okay, man. I know that you're embarrassed, brother, but hey, but we did a blog on it. I'm thinking, Chris, at some point, in our stream, we can, introduce you with some of this video insert that talks about, what happened in Iron Crew, the competition, what's happening now and everything in between, because that's what I want the people to understand is every person who is participating interviews, they have something to add to the pot. So we have a lot of potentiality here, but we just need to make sure that the formula is right and tight, and it tells a story that everybody says, hey, I participated in a way that's going to come back to the kids. That's what I'm thinking about. So the run of show for this, Chris, really, again, if we start thinking about load in on the 30th with all the stuff that you're going to figure out tomorrow, we need to get that, pretty much, together in a template form so that we can just start, adding and subtracting things that will help everybody figure out their where.
Yeah, you'll have end of day. And just make sure everything that y'all want to do is in there. And like I said, what I'll do is I'll make a Google document. So if y'all want to update and change something, make notes. That way we're all in the same thing, and that way everyone gets everything that they want out of it,
Right. And Dave, this is I think you met Chris. I know you did. You did meet him. Yeah, you met him at the last little thing we did. We're trying to get more people to help set the standard for our apprenticeship, and understanding that we're not, really trying to, help create people with a roadmap to getting jobs. I think we've decided that we're going to help people be more entrepreneurial. But they may never start their own production company, but they're going to have to start thinking more entrepreneurial, because the narrative of this whole thing we're talking about right now is that if you're not entrepreneurial and thinking and acting out of the box, I don't know if there's going to be a job for you.
Yeah, that part, yeah.
So, for me, that's why I wanted to do something more aggressive than just doing a lot of, show and tell and talking heads to the experience. And with you, Dave, with you being there, we'd like to even get your reaction. because, you know, if it's reaction that we're seeking, we're going to get it from people who can say, hey, this is trash, or this is kind of innovative. Because if you have this kind of programming and stream it into the classrooms or stream it into a audience of people, who are like, well, damn, okay, I want to see how I fit in to this equation. I want to know more about who, what, why, where, and how. And I'm thinking that we get a chance to promote everything that we're doing in the chat, in the conversations, and then people walk away with hopefully stronger touch points for what it is we're going to do, instead of just, you know, hey, it was a great little day. I don't care how many people come, but I want to make real meaningful connections this day on the 30th. So,
Yeah.
so I don't want to preach anymore, but I think the whole idea is to do a lot more thought process of what can we do to make sure that this is going to be a great, maybe 1.5 hour, 2 hour experience, the comedy show and then the reaction show afterwards.
That's cool.
Anybody with any suggestions, comments, thoughts before we go to tomorrow?
Yo, he said tomorrow 11 o'clock. Tomorrow 11 o'clock would be cool too.
Okay, 11 o'clock. So Shane, so we're going to do 11. So that means you may want to try to get there at 10 because traffic is hellacious. And Dave, where would we park for the people that are coming for production? We
they can park inside the gate. Like as long as they park that way, they can park inside the gate.
Right.
And it's going to be the same studio space as last time, correct?
Correct. And day of show, any parking suggestions I can put into the Eventbrite, because I know that there's limited parking. Is there anything that you've done for?
There's a lot around the corner that I parked at.
There's a lot around the corner. There's so many places that's just like free parking. It's ridiculous around here. Just don't park in front of. The best thing to do is just don't park in front of the fence.
Okay, we blocking someone in. Okay.
Don't park in front of the fence next door. I don't know why, but the guy don't like the events that everybody be doing, the production that everybody be doing around. I don't know why.
You don't know why. Okay. So again, let's open it up, because we can, again, continue individually or by group trying to figure out, the run of show. But Chris, you start with the template, and then we'll figure out who else gets on the broadcast, the telecast rather.
Hey, David, are you going to be speaking on the day of the show? Because you said some things last time that I think a lot of people need to hear. Like, just your perspective, I think would be really dope.
Man, you trying to get me to speak?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, hey. Oh, actually, this is the one thing. This is the one thing I thought of. I need to have the same set of questions asked to everybody, so we get the sound bite. So when we do post, we can actually figure out what were we trying to get out of everybody who attempted to participate. So what I'd like to do, this is Wyken, Chris, Keon, what questions would you ask that would actually help get the best sound bites from people? And Chris, you said, the one thing that I was looking for is people who are really trying to make money in this business and try to stay alive. What questions would you ask of yourself or Dave about how to make money, how to stay alive? I mean, not how to get into an apprenticeship program, or how to, some real stuff. This is, and so if we have a set of questions, I want to ask every single person that comes on and challenge them, to tell us what they can do to help us create a roadmap.
Mm-hmm. The one question I would ask is, David being David, if you were me knowing what you know, what should be the questions I'm asking you? Because the tax shit you said was brilliant. Like, I didn't even know to think about that and learning about the tax code until after hearing that. So you don't really know what you don't know until you don't know it. So I'm just like, just hearing him say that, I was like, oh, fuck, that's worth the price of admission. What I don't know a lot. I would just take the brother to lunch and be like, yo, what questions should I be asking you? Because you obviously know what I want to do, but you kind of see where all the you see where how the sausage is made. So that would be a question I want. But yeah,
that's something I got to think about, bro. That's a good question.
Well, let me say, Dave, is there anything that aside from what you said before, is anything that you can tell us, that's kind of like maybe even talk a little bit about your vision for the film festival in July, or anything that you can share publicly. That's kind of I mean, aside from questions for you, but what can we look forward to, or what can we partner with you in helping to make happen? Because, you're the host, and we want to know what we can do to help.
Well, there's a lot of events, a lot of productions that's going on now that we're starting with our fund. So we created our own debt financing bank. It's called a CDFI. A CDFI is just like when you see the sign FDIC on the bank. We're a CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution, one of the companies that I just created. Well, I didn't just create it. We've been working on it for the past 6 months. But so we're going to be doing a lot of originals, a lot of projects that we're going to need a lot of help, a lot of hands, a lot of PAs on. PAs it's a little paid work, but it's little work, but it's work. So yeah, that we can actually, get some help and work on that with your team. I don't know. There's a lot going on here. So I don't know,
Yeah.
Kev.
No. And again, if somebody asked you the question, hey, what can you share with us? And then more importantly, what can we show anybody? If it's, a sizzle reel or anything that we can create between now and then, I mean, that's what we're here for, so that we actually can insert it into the show live.
So that's a trick question though, because if we're talking on how to create it, if we're talking about finances on how to finance your own joint, how to get it distributed, how to package it to send it to people like me, how the actual system works, more so, how to last in the industry. I mean, man. It's what you ask. It's
oh man, see all of those, man. So, but we don't want the show to be just about you. So I mean, just
but it's gonna be about.
Well, he'll give us the tapes and he'll sell the course. He'll sell the rest in the course.
We want to promote the book. We want to promote the course. We want to promote this, man. We want to get because man, there's a lot of people that they're not going to believe me. I told them what I heard at the Pan African Film Festival. My little blog goes out, but this may reach a few of our institutional partners. I do have some people from the California State University system, from UCLA, who will be there, USC. They've only heard it from me. And just like, I showed you 2 minutes of what Chris does. Hey, man, I don't want to be the messenger anymore, because it's not going to get its full market value. I want to be able to show people, add some B-roll if we can or something, so that it looks like a real package that people can walk away from and say, oh man, can you wrap that up again? No, well, we'll send you a way to connect with us. So it literally looks like we spent some time thinking about a production. So that's what I'd like to see done. And I'm going to end with, if anybody doesn't have anything else, I will give you guys your time back, because I had this to 3.
I have one major thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Attendance-wise, getting people there for the comedians. I don't know if anyone has any emailing lists or just like an Instagram they can do a quick shout out, but figuring out like collectively how we can get a decent crowd there, I think is going to really help us when it comes to filling the frame, when it comes to foreground, when it comes to just the environment. Since it is such a tight turn, like meaning we had less than a week and a half to promote it. Is there any one way that we could effectively get many people? And another tricky thing is it is 11 a.m. For a comedy show, so it's going to be tricky. But collectively, does anybody have any ideas outside of like hitting the emailing list and then doing a quick shout out on IG to get some bodies there?
Well, when we need a flyer, we need a better flyer than what I have for just the comedy fans, for the people who want to see live event production in the form of comedy. That's what we need. So I can circulate that to my email list, but I challenge everybody to see if we can get, that circulated. It's a free event. It's free. And I mean, and there's plenty of tapings that go on during the course of a day. Most of the shows that are taped, between 10 and 3 or 4 o'clock. And so, people, who want to see and be seen, that's when they show up. So we should be selling it like, hey, come and mix and mingle with folks, man, who are making live event production happen. And it's really got to be just that, because the apprenticeship part is so small in terms of getting engagement in a room. I can't get that engagement until 3 weeks from now when school is out. I will get all these people. Right now, they're all in classrooms. I mean, all the instructors are getting these people prepared for finals. And so I can't get them until then. But when I had the Sony event, when I had the event at Heartbeat, I was able to get them because their instructors let them out of their classes. I had, more people than I can handle. So it's kind of like, it's almost two separate events where you have to have some folks. So I'll ask everybody I know who can take off if they can get there for the comedy show. Dave, is there a guest list or an email list you may have for people who want to see a free show?
One of my guys, he's one of the head guys over at Central Casting.
Okay.
He's a VP at Central Casting. I could ask him if he can just like send a little blast out if anybody wants to pick up. But that stuff is like no guarantee of people
no.
popping in without the names. If you're saying that you're going to give them, film credit or to go on their thing, their IMDb, or be a part of production, that type of thing. Or maybe a reel if you're asking them Q&A or they're asking something or whatever and they can use it for their reel or something themselves, then that's another way you can actually get them people there too.
Damn, I never thought about that. Because everybody desperately who's entrepreneurial needs to fill up their IMDb right now.
Yeah.
Chris, any thoughts about how we can attract anybody?
Well, the problem with that is normally background work. Well, first of all, normally audience work is paid. Normally, when you get those 3 p.m. stuff, like they paying those people. It ain't great, but it is paid. And normally, they're doing 2 or 3 episodes at a time. The acting role is going to be a little bit tough, just because if I as an actor have me on audience work, unless I'm like a comic, it's really not going to help my reel. So you're not going to get a lot of people that way, just because you really can't use that on a reel unless you were significantly in. Now you might get the newer actor like me, might be able to get an okey doke on a couple of people, like might not know any better, and get them to come through. But for the lion's share, like, because I did a shit ton of background, like those guys talk all the time and all they're talking about is reels, wet bumps, and all that other shit. So I think it's worth the shot saying, hey, if we say we're gonna feed you, then I could probably do it. Like I'll put up some bread for some food. I think we can get some people that way and just be like, hey, y'all want to see some good comedy and da 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 da. I think definitely, because Central Casting has a whole bunch of people. So even if some people come, I think that's going to be great, and I think that'd be a great way to just get the word out. Hey, I want to see a show. We're gonna feed you. It's gonna be dope.
Dave, how many chairs do you have set up for any of the comedy shows you do there?
It's all different. We have a total of 48 chairs, though.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I just something just came across my my email. This is for the Kevin Hart situation. We're now being asked to bring a lot of people to our activities that we're going to do. So, Chris, I'll send you the email that they've asked us for participation, and we asked for 40 people. They might send a bus of young folks over to be in the audience.
It's amazing.
But I think you'd have to sell it to them as to what they're going to get in terms of experience, because they're all looking for some activation of something that they would never get in the class.
Are you talking? You're looking at the king of selling shit, boy. I sell them some shit now.
Okay, so
that'll be some motivational shit.
Right,
like you want to
right,
come get motivated.
right.
You want to.
So I'll set up. It's with the Brotherhood Crusade. Brotherhood Crusade. Okay, good.
Okay.
All right. So I got a couple minutes left. I'm going to show you a video that I need everybody's help on, because I want to edit this thing. This is kind of like our little promo reel for our apprenticeship. I've actually taken some B-roll footage from different events, but I'm trying to make sure my face is not shown anywhere in this thing. It's 5 minutes. So take a look at this. I'm going to send it out to everybody, but this is what I'm trying to get reaction from, is what can we do to either cut this down or make this something that makes it make sense. So hold on for a second here. Boy, this desktop is crazy. Okay, how come I can't get in here? Okay. I got to use a new laptop. I guess got a new laptop, and this one is okay. Here we go. Here we go. My name is Kevin. Last name is Clark. Dakar Foundation for the Performing Arts is our nonprofit organization. We started was 32 years ago in Oakland, California. We've also created another nonprofit organization this year, 2024, called the Buffalo Soldiers Education Foundation, the hat that I'm wearing right now. Both of them are locked on making sure that we do our part in developing talent, nascent talent that has the heart and the capabilities to take the training and their skill to be storytellers. So we're looking for people who have that right combination so that we can pour into them and they can become the next award-winning writer, director, producer, and sometimes talent. Do it all.
So what you want to know is, what are they going to want me to do today? How do I meet their expectations? How do I meet their needs? And when executives moves from director to VP to EVP to president to another network, guess who they take? Their whole team.
These are the new ways to connect the job hires to the job seekers.
You got to be the best at your craft. It's always changing. You have to continue to perfect it. There's a lot of technology out there. You have to really be up on it, and you have to secure great relationships. You know, the days of just going at it alone, it doesn't exist.
This is the new way, I believe, that gets people prepared for even starting their own business, because we give them all the resources, all the exposure to people who have been successful and creating their own brands, their own bottom lines. And that's where the mentorship comes in. Because additionally, with all the training and exposure, they're meeting people who want to give not backwards, but give forward. They're doing it as volunteers. They're doing it because they have big hearts.
Hey, what's up? My name is Wyken Harris. I am a mentor of Kevin Clark.
Giovanni Perez.
My name is Jenna Griffin.
My name is Heidi. I'm currently a cinema and media arts. I'll let you share a little bit about our mission.
Hello, my name is Jose Martinez Jr. and I'm with
Yafet Preston.
What drives you to the creative industry and to want to better your community?
With all of the experience that you've gained throughout the years that you've started this journey, if you were to go back, or if you were to mentor someone or give someone advice, what would be something that you would do differently or improve on to getting to this journey?
We're bringing young people, 21, 22, 23 into the rooms to talk to these adults. And there's a real big communication gap between these generations.
This particular room, we shoot straight from the heart radio show. This on Sirius XM. It's not a podcast, it's a radio show. They're on hiatus right now, which is why you see a lot of stuff here. So when they come back, we'll move everything, put everything up.
So all of this is really being wrapped into the Dakar Foundation for the Performing Arts and the Buffalo Soldiers Education Foundation. So you'll see in all of our work that we do a lot of collaboration, we do a lot of partnering, and we teach them how to work together as crews, not just with their friends and their peers, but with people they may not have ever met before.
I think what inspires me the most, I guess, is just being able to speak with some of the young students here. I think that, for me as an educator, is always inspirational, because we're learning, obviously, from those that we may have taught, and then we learn from them. And so it's great to hear their aspirations, to hear their vision, and to see them actually accomplishing that by being here, taking in a lot of what they're learning today.
Asking yourself honest and authentic questions about who you are as a person and what your life goals are, I think is a critical step that people often miss. People see a shiny object that they want to run after, and they don't give enough thought to not only what it takes to get there, but what it will feel like once you arrive.
So again, I want to thank everybody, and I don't have the ability to take everybody's name and put it into this, but
everybody knows who they are. I've made a lot of new friends in the last couple of months. I've lost some friends. This is life. And for me, I just want to be able to, again, continue to build and lift all the things I can and take it from there and see what happens. So again, signing off from Heartbeat Studios, Kevin Clark, that car. Thank you very much.
All right, so guys, I'm going to send everybody the .mov of this. If you can make any suggestions, if there's any editors, we can do something to include more of this, take more of that out. That's what I'm looking for, because I want to be able to have this as an insert into our telecast. So
send it to me. I'll give you my notes and my opinion on things. I think there's a couple things you can tighten up, but for the most part, it's dope. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So Shane, it's not 10, it's 11, but I'll be there early with some donuts and whatever else we can do to just make sure that you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys moving that to 11. I needed another hour, so I'll be in traffic on the way, but I had a meeting that I'm gonna be able to take as I'm driving in, so it's all good.
Perfect. Kevin, if you could put the address in the group chat, I would super appreciate that, so I can make sure I can get there on time.
Dave, if you can put it in there for me, I can't remember. I think it's 2020 Bay, but
yeah, so you're 20 Bay Street, Los Angeles.
Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can just put it in the with the G.
BAY,
Also, it's also on the Eventbrite for Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So any questions, suggestions, or comments before we break, guys?
Yeah. Appreciate all y'all, man.
Okay. All right.
Likewise.
Thank you, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Yep. I still don't know how to work this damn thing. That's crazy.